Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Geek Room. I'm Justin, also known as TK Storm. We've got a great opportunity today to have some extra folks on, or a extra folk, very special guest. They'll be joining us soon. The thumbnail probably gives it away, but let's start getting everybody in here so we don't have to leave him waiting. First, we'll add in our friend Firefly. How you doing today, sir?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Good. I'm excited to be doing this when the sun's still up. It makes my office look totally different. All right, let's bring in Mathrick.
Hey
Good
guys.
afternoon, sir. / evening. Are you on
Still
Mountain
pretty-
or Central Time?
I'm on Mountain Time, so it's only 4
that's
for
what
me.
I thought.
Yeah.
Good afternoon for you. And our fourth amigo is not here yet. I'm sure that Jason / Voltar will join us shortly. But without further ado, let's get our special guest in. We have Chris from ModXtra.
Hey.
Welcome, sir.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, one and all.
All right.
A little bit
Welcome to the
later.
show,
Welcome
man.
to you from across the ocean.
Yeah.
Say again, Curtis.
I said it's a little bit later for you than for us.
It certainly is, my friend. It certainly is. Am I coming out a bit blurry?
Nah,
You look good on my
pretty
screen.
good.
Yeah. All right then. That's fine then.
Pretty good.
Fine and dandy. Yes, it is late. It's the dead of night. Hence the headphones to keep the noise down for the little kiddie winkies. Not that anybody's in bed. It's summer holidays right now. They've gone into full teenage slob mode.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's sleeping in till 1 in the afternoon, and then screaming down their Fortnite at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, I hear you. My son turned 15 yesterday, and the majority of the summer he's been going to bed when my wife and I are getting up in the morning.
That's something special.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look at this. We got 2 fireflies. There we go. All right, we're back. All right. Well, I'm very thankful we got to work this out and make a schedule that worked for everybody with such a big time difference between us. I don't know. I mean, obviously you're part of Frontline Discord with us. Always cool to chat and hang out in there. But I don't know how much. Oh, look, we got some comments already too. Look, we got Bobby's with us. What a good day to talk toys. Agree.
Bobby Dubs.
And we got our buddy Nate. Welcome, sir. Welcome back. All right. And of course, Mathrick. He always sees the comments before I do. All right. It's awesome. So I don't know that. I guess Fireflies. He had some audio problems. I think he's swapping.
Seem to have trouble keeping 4 people on the stream.
Was it something I said?
Yeah, right. Funny. Let's. I don't know that everybody knows you, and I mean we've definitely chatted a little bit here and there, but don't know each other well. Maybe we could start out with some introduction questions for you, and just get to know you a little better.
Yeah, sure thing. Fire away. What would you like to know?
So first, how long have you been a collector? Have you always collected? Did you stop at some point?
How long have I been a collector? Well, I suppose like the story of many a middle-aged man born in the at the very cusp of the 80s. I'm a 1980 child. I was a toy collector in the sense of, had my toy box out on the living room carpet and playing.
Oh yeah.
And then just never let go of that man-child thing that we all do. Us children of the 80s and 90s, we never could let it go, can we? But I would probably say in terms of becoming a collector, it was when I very first kind of had my own place. So when I left home and went to university, I was looking for ways to make my my student digs my own, my little shoebox in the corner of a shared house that I had with a number of other students. And we have a retailer over here, a collector retailer called Forbidden Planet. I don't know if you guys have Forbidden Planet over there in North America. It's basically a chain comic book store.
Gotcha.
So I hit up the Forbidden Planet, bought myself some action figures of some stuff that I loved from back in the day, and used that to decorate my my little student hovel. And I would probably say that's when I started becoming the adult collector that I am today.
Very cool. Has Joe always been your primary, or maybe I should ask, is Joe your primary collecting passion?
No, not through the years. I mean, it is right now. I mean, any quick look at my channel will tell you the GIJoe Classified. I mean, of course, I've told the story before or referenced a number of times on the Frontline Discord and on my own channel that for me back in the 80s, I used to read the old Marvel UK comic books over here. And Marvel UK were a reprinter. They used to reprint a number of things, but one of them was GIJoe, but it wasn't GIJoe, it was Action Force. It was the evolution of the old Battle Action Force comic book stuff. In fact, I noticed you got your Red Shadows t-shirt on there.
Oh, yeah.
And so I started off as a young boy reading your kind of classic boys comic books like Dan Dare and the like, Beano, Dandy, etc., etc. These are probably titles you guys have got no idea about in North America. And then graduated into the Marvel UK stuff. Read Action Force, read Transformers, read Death's Head, Captain Britain, stuff like that. So my love of GIJoe started as a love of Action Force from Battle Action and from the Marvel UK Action Force comic books. Then, as an older child, strayed away, like many of us do. I had a little Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles phase. I had a Dick Tracy phase. Used to love Prohibition gangsters for a period of time there. Had a little phase on Batman. In fact, I probably would qualify myself as a Batman fan. Then into the 90s, got into X-Men comics, and then wandered back to GIJoe. Always kept half an eye on it, but wandered back to GIJoe probably full time when the IDW continuity comics came out. I said, I'll give this a try. I used to like Action Force back in the day and sort of fell in love with the brand. And at that point, then I went back and reread all the Real American Heroes, went back and reread all the Jew publishing. But I love that IDW run, particularly the Chuckles stuff.
It was fantastic.
It was brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. Chuck Dixon, wasn't it? And that reignited my passion for GIJoe, and I went back. And then other little things happen in life, like my mum and dad emptied the attic when they moved house a couple of years back, and they had long boxes of my old Marvel UK comics still in the attic for like 30 years. And that had some old Action Force comics, had some old Death's Head comics in it, had some old Transformers comics in it, had some old Dragon's Claws comics in it and stuff. So then I reread all them, and like you do. So I would qualify myself as a worshipper at the broad church of nerddom, but GIJoe kind of has stepped in and stepped out and stepped in and stepped out, and right now it's stepped in.
Gotcha. Awesome. I have one more question for you, and then I'll turn you over to these other guys for some.
Sure.
My next one is, what other 80s pop culture did you grow up with that you're still interested in, or something like that?
80s pop culture that I'm still interested in. That's a wonderful question. So I think, does it qualify as 80s? I'm a big movie fan, and I've always enjoyed whenever there's collectibles or merchandise for the likes of Indiana Jones, Back to the Future, those kind of classic boys trilogies that we all watched and love from back in the 80s. I've also had a very long-standing love affair with the anime movie Akira, which came out in the late 80s. Although, to be fair, I didn't really engage with it until it kind of hit the UK shores in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I've always collected merchandise and stayed in touch with that. And they're very like British stuff, man. Like classic British stuff. Big fan of the old 80s and 90s British sitcoms, like your Red Dwarfs of the world and your Blackadders and stuff like that. That just will stay with me forever and are part of that DNA. Yeah.
I always, all your videos, the yellow submarine there off your shoulder.
Oh,
always,
for sure.
I love it.
Yeah, well, that's as a teenager, I'm a big music fan as well. You guys probably see the guitar on the wall and stuff. I've been a musician for most of my life as well. And one of the things I really love is when my two kind of passions collide. And that Lego submarine is a great example of that, where like the collector passion for toys and the passion for the music like mashes together. And that's probably one of the very few, as well as the McFarlane Beatles, animated Beatles at the top there, one of the very few display pieces in this little shoebox that I reside in that never changes. They're just in permanent residence. And I've got a little collection of action figures. I call them my band in plastic. I'm a sucker for buying random figures if they've got a guitar or a drum kit or something with them.
That's fun, though.
Yeah, man. So I've got in a box down there somewhere. I've got some of the old. Do you remember the McFarlane when he used to do? I've got the old Jimi Hendrix and the John Lennon stuff that he did. Oof, again, 20 years back or something.
It's a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
that line was actually a little before that, but that his whole first run there with his early Spawn stuff that ran for 4 or 5 waves, and then he went to Dragons and Movie Maniacs and then the band stuff and Austin Powers. The guy did like 12 waves of Austin Powers stuff. I swear, it's crazy. I didn't even know there was that much Austin Powers characters.
I used to have those Austin Powers figures, but one thing I do have a terrible habit for is just going for the cult of the new. So I'll just burn a collection, eBay it off, and then just start something afresh. And I just got bored of the Austin Powers stuff and just binned it off. But I've done my fair share of Austin Powers fancy dress in my time, for sure. I think I've got the look to pull it off, you see.
See, Bobby had a comment. Danny,
everybody keep going. I need to reach under my desk. The reason why I feel like I'm badly lit is because one of my lights hasn't turned on. But I'll be listening.
Do your thing, man.
2 secs.
All right.
Yeah.
You're good.
With Danny McBride doing the GIJoe movie, are any of you guys hoping for some kind of Red Shadow Easter egg in the movie? That would tickle me pink, man. I would love to see that happen.
100%. 100%. I would love that. But some of my very first toys were the Palitoy Red Shadows.
Yeah.
I turned the light on. I feel like I'm better lit now.
Yeah. Look at there. We have Jason.
Full party.
Star, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Welcome to
Hey,
the
how's it
show.
going?
Good.
Bro needs some WD-40 on that chair.
It might be a little bit squeaky, eh?
Just a little bit.
It's about like opening packages online, right? Or on the air. Master, you got any intro questions for Chris?
I don't have any prepared. Chris and I had a nice long chat a few weeks ago, so
we did.
That was a fun episode to watch too.
Yeah, Curtis was very, very generous. I think you guys know that once or twice on the kind of Frontline Discord, I've been eager to try and spread the love and get some appearances or get you guys to pre-record the odd thing here or there and throw it my way. Eric's done some bits for me. In the past, Bobby Dubs, who's in the chat, sent some stuff in. And Curtis was very generous and very kind to share his photographs and allow me to live vicariously through him at GIJoe Fest, which is an absolute mission for me to get to.
It's sadly, amazing. Yeah. It's a fantastic convention for sure.
I don't believe you. I think it's awful. If we just continue the facade that it's a really dreadful experience, and I wouldn't need to waste my time trying to get over there anyway. That would work better for me. Let's go with that line of thinking.
That's great. Firefly, anything for you?
Well, I have to ask, since this is the first opportunity I've had to talk to a British GIJoe fan. And put on the spot. So, have you seen the television series The Prisoner?
Of course I have. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm a huge fan of The Prisoner. My dad.
Sure.
I got a Leo McKern as number 2.
There he is. Yeah. There's just is that the new one? There's just recently been a new.
Recent. Yeah. He's I've got some other ones, but Leo McKern, I just love. I love Leo McKern. He's
he's your guy.
And Runful of the Bailey was a classic one I really like. So I have to ask you, have you seen the There's No Place Like Springfield 2-parter cartoon?
Yeah, sure.
How did you feel about that obvious homage to The Prisoner? Because I've never heard anybody ever even mention that when they're talking about that episode.
at the so just to kind of qualify this a little bit more, then, so over here in the United Kingdom, back in the 80s, the G.I. Joe cartoon wasn't televised very frequently at all. You occasionally got kind of mail-in offers on in the Action Force comics. You know, there'd be a mail-in offer to get a VHS cassette that had 3 episodes on it or something. But I was a skint 10-year-old. I never went in on it. So my first ever experience of the animated Sunbow cartoon, or any animated G.I. Joe, was when G.I. Joe the movie came out, and that was televised here in the United Kingdom. My whole G.I. Joe love is more driven by comic books and such like.
Right.
In fact, a lot of the Sunbow cartoons I never saw until YouTube became a thing, and I watched them at that point. So with that qualifying factor in place, Firefly, my man, I never realised. I never clocked it. I didn't notice. But I tell you what, so The Prisoner was filmed at a location called Port Merion, which is over in North Wales, an excellent location. I've been to a festival that they used to hold there called Festival Number 6 in honour of The Prisoner.
Right.
Numerous times. I've been for walks up there, visited it. It's not very far from where I was born in North Wales. I'm North Wales by birth. Where my mother now lives is maybe 45 minutes up the road, so I spent a lot of time in that area. And it is a fascinating place to visit with loads of prisoner-related, as you can imagine, loads of prisoner-related stuff going on. The least of which is the gift shop that's run by the prisoner fan club. But you can go to the beach where the big white balls and stuff going on. The big chess set out in the courtyard, and that section where what's his name? The Master? No, not the Master. Yeah, the nasty dude who was in charge.
Not number 2.
Number 2, where number 2 used to give his directives and bollock people and stuff. So you can go and photograph and visit all. So I'd highly recommend it. And if you ever want me to go hit up that gift shop, I'll do it for you and send you some stuff over.
That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But I never realized their place was free. I'd never made the connection.
Yeah. So I never would have caught that, except my dad. It was like one of the few VHS sets we owned was The Prisoner. So I would watch like that on repeat. Like we had Star Wars, we had The Prisoner, and we had, I want to say, like some Disney movies or something. And it was just like, as soon as I saw that episode on TV, I'm like, that's literally a copy of The Prisoner.
Oh, The Prisoner. Well, I think a lot of the G.I. Joe Sunbow cartoon drew inspiration from a wide range of sources like that, for sure. Yeah. Prisoner, though, that's some real hardcore kind of British BBC stuff you've got in your DNA there, my man.
Question from Nate here. Chris, any chance we'll see you on this side of the pond for any con?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, there's a chance. There's always a chance, isn't there? There's a chance I might get a massive windfall tomorrow. Or one of my collectible pieces shoots up in price and I can
there you go.
Fund the cost through a sale. But I mean, to take Joe Fest for an example, every year I get the itch and I look into the financial possibilities of it. This year was particularly difficult because of the World Cup.
Sure.
The flight costs were just astronomical, but it's also quite hard to get to for an international traveller. So for me here, I'm in Manchester in the UK, in the north of England. I'd have to fly or train down to Heathrow in London, then fly from Heathrow into, I think it was New York. Is Newark Airport New York?
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Just across the river.
New Jersey. Sure. Well, New York State then, yeah. And then I'd have to kick my heels in that airport for something ridiculous like 8 hours. This is to get a budget flight. I mean, you can get better setups. Then to fly into some other random airport, and then get a very short flight from the other random airport to Augusta, and then get from Augusta to the convention. So it would have been a grand total of about a full day, just over a day's worth of travel. And that's to get it at the budget cost. You could obviously spend more and get better circumstances. Then to add to the problem, you would have to, because the flights are that infrequent, international flights, I'd have to kind of fly in on a Wednesday and do a week and then fly back on a Wednesday, because you can't just sort of rock up on Friday and then go home Sunday night kind of thing. It's not like hopping a train or getting in your own car and driving cross country or something. So it becomes a challenge, and it's the same for your DFWs of the world. Is it DFW? Yeah, DFW. And for assembly required and stuff like that, and certainly your big cons like your San Diego, New York. It's just prohibitively expensive to travel internationally. There's a free hotel shuttle bus. Okay, well, now I know that. It makes all the difference. Makes all the difference.
Talking about how expensive that last leg is from Atlanta or Charlotte to Augusta. It nearly double. Like for me, I fly from Texas, which is 1,200 miles or something like that. If I drove, and it doubles the flight cost. And it ended up being cheaper to just drive a rental from Atlanta to Augusta, and you basically make up about, you're going to spend like a quarter of the price difference in the flight and hotel. It's crazy.
It's too much. I did have friends there this year actually who do go, but they don't have kids. They don't have kids, so they have much more exciting international holidays than I do, is the bottom line of that. So
I was thinking as you were... Go ahead, sorry.
No, after you.
I was just going to say, I was just thinking while you were talking about the guys that come over for Joe Fest and bring like old Palatoy stuff with them, and I'm like, I don't even want to know how far in advance they got to ship that stuff to make sure that it gets there on time, and gosh, it's got to cost a fortune.
Yeah, absolutely. So while I would love to SES dog, maybe one year the circumstances, the fates will align, and it will be possible to do. But at the moment, it's just not. Not something I can realistically.
We'll be there if you are, my friend.
Yes, thank you. I mean, that's the thing. To be fair, that hits me the hardest, the most about it when I see the photos coming out. I'm just kind of sitting there all weekend, stalking people on Instagram. Is the social aspect, seeing all the folks. The year before, the guys from Australia had been over, hadn't they? And you see all these kind of different circles of GIJoe fandom that I sort of Venn diagram end up having little bits in, all just coming together in this one space, which is Joe Fest. So it's not too bad. We have London Comic Con over here. There's usually some stuff going on there. I go to the big Birmingham NEC events, the toy fairs and stuff. So we've got a nice little social scene in the UK around the collecting hobby for sure. What's Bobby asking me here?
Chris, when events are coming up like SDCC or Joe Fest, do you run around the house excited telling your family, and you get the same reaction like that Cobra Island video?
Yes, I most certainly do. So what Bobby's referring to there is the Cobra Island Viper, much like it was in North America, was extremely difficult to get hold of here in the United Kingdom in those early days. Extremely difficult. And a guy on Facebook hooked me up, who I know, and said, I've got a spare that I don't think I'm ever going to use. I'll sling it your way. And he gave it me at cost as well, bless him. So I was so excited to get it. And at the opening of the video, I put a little skit in where I'm showing the kids and saying, look, I've got a Cobra Island Viper. And like, yeah, all right. Yeah. That's great. That's really exciting. My son is starting to take half an interest in stuff that's going on. He likes Marvel movies and Star Wars and Lego and things. So he's got, he's starting to take a little bit of an interest in the collecting world.
I've got my son now to the point that he can go to the store with his mom and he'll send me pictures. Is there anything on the shelf that you need while I'm here?
Hitting up the aisle in Target.
Yeah. Bolthar, any questions for Chris before we dive into topics?
I guess I'm just kind of curious, what's the vintage shop experience like for you in the UK? How hard is it to find things? Like, let's say I go on vacation, I drive to any city. I can usually find a secondhand toy store. Do you guys have the same type of deal over there, or is it harder to come by?
Yeah, it's harder to come by. I would probably say, but it does exist. You know, it'd be unfair to say that it's not present. I mean, I live in I think what's the third or fourth largest city in England, and I find it difficult to track stuff down. What you tend to find is it's dusty old comic shops with a back room with vintage collectibles, but there are some specialist stores. I think one of the most famous ones, of course, is the Leicester Vintage. They've got a big YouTube channel and they're very well known. There's a couple of very Star Wars focused ones about. I'm not much one for a vintage toy hunter though, so I generally come across your sort of more vintage collectibles at the toy fairs and at the Comic Cons and stuff that take place over here in the United Kingdom.
Sure. Yeah, a lot of our stores, if you're going to find a vintage O-ring figure there, you're probably also going to find new stuff on the shelf too. So,
yes,
which is always nice. Yeah.
Yeah, we do have some great kind of adult collectible retailers, but their focus is very, they're seeking to turn a profit. Their focus is very much the newer stuff for sure. So a lot of the guys I shop with, like In Demand Toys and Kapow Toys and Comics and Cocktails, Props and Replicas. That if you were to mention those names to any UK collector, they'd know straight away who you're talking about. But we've got a couple of good kind of chain retailers. Forbidden Planet that I mentioned a little bit earlier, although they're expensive, where you can get stuff. And then some of our high street retailers like HMV, which used to be a music store, used to be a record shop, but now it's like posters and collectibles. But you wouldn't find vintage in any of them, you know. You'd be toy hunting. Yeah. We definitely have very like the experience of walking into a Walmart or a Target and having a section. You know, you'd never find a GIJoe classified on a shelf here unless it was a specific specialist store.
Oh, really?
Stop. Yeah, absolutely. In fact, stuff like your Marvel Legends, which you might think it would be more prevalent, if you walk into perhaps like a toy retailer, it would be focused on, you know, whatever the Marvel Disney Plus current series is, and you'd have, you know, you wouldn't get your comic book characters and things. So you generally have to focus on specialist shopping. I do almost all of mine exclusively online nowadays as a result.
Is that because there are England-specific toy brands, or is it just because it's not as just toys in general aren't as prevalent there as they are here?
Good question. I'm not one I would entirely know the answer to, but if I was to speculate, well, there's a couple of things going on here. I think the type and style of retail experience in the United Kingdom differs to the type of retail experience that you guys have in the States. So our kind of more city centre or high street focused style of retail experience means that you get a lot of smaller stores, but you get more stores, if you know what I mean.
Gotcha.
And you get a higher prevalence of kind of independent coffee shops and such like. Especially in, you know, if you live in a very historical town, whereas you guys have, you know, there's a large focus on your malls and on your shopping districts, which means you get larger, what we would call over here a big box store, you know. Yeah. So I think that's a part of the narrative, is just literally retail space to
that makes sense.
Peg warm with that type of stuff. Also, I think it's just a smaller market, isn't it? At the end of the day, just a smaller market. If you would stop 100 people walking down the street and say, "Do you know what GIJoe is?" their first point of reference would be, you know, the shitty movies or something. You know, folks like me who are kind of more deeply embedded in that in the UK are much more infrequent compared to, I think, what you'd experience, you know, in North America.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty common here to see folks out in a GIJoe t-shirt, and if you try to stop and talk to them, they really don't know jack shit about GIJoe. They just have a GIJoe t-shirt, you know.
Well, yeah, because it's more kind of ubiquitous. And of course, the driving force behind that a lot of the times is because it was Action Man, it was Action Force, so the brand recognition's not the same. And interestingly enough, when I do wear a GI Joe shirt out and about, I do occasionally get stopped, and it's like, oh, like holy shit, is that Snake Eyes? I'm like, yeah, it's Snake Eyes. And you just the one random person is just as shocked as I am to find another GI Joe fan just wandering the streets, kind of thing, you know. So yeah, I think there's a lot of combining factors, but I think these brands are not quite as popular, or as deeply popular as they are over your end. But I mean, you're massive. You're like, you know, my country's as big as your state, Firefly. It's not, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. No, actually, I'm curiously, as you're talking about that, you know, GI Joe and Action Force, were you a fan when the whole transition from Action Force into GI Joe happened? Were you actively collecting, or?
Yeah, I mean, 10-year-old Chris didn't care. You know, it's because you know, your fundamental 3 3/4 figure with a fun character with a backstory on a file card, and you could pick up the comic book and read an adventure with them. The kind of heart of it always remained the same. It was confusing at the time. It's not like today where, you know, you could just go drop into a YouTube video and get the skinny on what's going on. It was somewhat confusing at that point, but it didn't really matter. And for any child at my age who was playing with that stuff, you know, it was all going into a toy box, and your Visionaries and your Centurions were having a battle with your GI Joes and your random plastic dinosaurs, and nobody gave a shit, you know. So it didn't matter. I'm sure the older fans would have had a word or two to say about it.
I was just curious, because that was kind of the way I was too. Was, you know, it's just another story to enjoy, whatever new characters, old characters, you know.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, because I don't hear, you know, I've heard a lot about people getting upset about it, but it sounded like, you know, more adults than, you know, getting upset after the fact that things change so much.
Yes, yeah, and you know, by sight you knew what it was, you knew what you were looking at, but you know, my Mauler had a sticker on the side that said Action Force, but a later vehicle would have had a sticker on it that said GI Joe, but it still had a red, blue, and white stripe with a star. You know, and you can still fit all your 3 3/4 figures in it, so nobody cared. I tell you, the one transition that did piss us off over here, not to be too political and topical, but when Bobby Valor picked up Action Force, we all got momentarily in the United Kingdom, you know, your hardcore kind of Palatoy Action Force fans all got very excited, thinking, oh wow, you know, we're going to see some of that stuff, that legacy brought to life in a 6-inch form. And you know, it clearly isn't that. It's just the name and name only. And UK collectors were pissed.
Yeah,
like really pissed about it, you know.
Do you guys get Crimson Moon? Like, I'm obviously it's a love letter to Palatoy Red Shadows, right? Do you guys at least have an official distributor over there?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, good.
I'm pointing at my Baron Ironblood right now, just here on the shelf.
No, you had a couple. So I just wasn't sure if you had to give a child for them. you know.
No, well, it was a kidney, but that's by the way. We have an official partner over here, which is called Kapow Toys. They stock the Monster Force stuff in very limited quantities. I've just got excellent relationships and good pre-order behaviors to stay on top of it. I actually very rarely import figures. I've had shade thrown at me because some folks have been like, how come you've got, you know, what GIJoe classified as the classic? Like, why have you got this before me? Because some of your fellow brethren up there in North America do not like the fact that a UK guy's got real American heroes before they have.
Well, yeah, Shark Eyes in Australia gets hell every time he puts a video up.
Yeah, absolutely. But what you got to remember is that it just ships. It just comes. Yeah. I make my pre-order. I shop with retailers who import stock. So a lot of the UK retailers for GIJoe Classified, they get their stock from Hasbro Hong Kong, not Hasbro UK. That's Hasbro Europe. That's a whole complicated story that, you know, I won't bore you with. which I suspect is probably what Sharkeyes has got going on as well, because Australia, they're right out there, getting contacts in the East. But I very rarely import figures because I know you joked about you'd have to give a child, but the costs of importing figures from the US is
it's crazy.
Funnily enough, Valaverse is a great example of that. They've got no official UK partner right now. They seem to burn through them. I don't know what.
Yeah.
I don't know what the nature of that situation is, but every now and again it flares up on social media. But the Fresh Monkey Fincher Big Bad Workshop stuff comes through Kapow Toys here in the United Kingdom,
cool.
so we're all sorted on that front.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No Skeletron partner though.
Seriously?
Yes.
Wow.
While I'm on the subject of
crazy.
being pissed off about other companies using the Action Force brands.
Wow.
I'm still kind of
no Skeletron in the UK is criminal.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? And the Kickstarter, the Kickstarter for the Skeletron spacecraft, which really was a ubiquitous toy over here in the United Kingdom. Everybody had one of them in the 80s. The Palatoy version of it. The Kickstarter was fine and dandy, and then when what do they call them? Pledge managers,
Backer
when you get when you get charged your shipping, everybody freaked out when they found out what the shipping on that was going to be for international customers. At least to my recollection. Not having Skeletron here in the United Kingdom is shocking, isn't it? I mean,
it's painful.
The home of the Red Shadows.
Yeah, especially with Brian being so closely tied to him with the books and
right. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just I was talking to an independent retailer on the tabletop gaming side. I talked to a lot of games manufacturers from a different life, and they were saying that part of the problem is the cost of containers. Is the price of containers, and unless you can get together some sort of cooperative where a few of you are sharing a container or something, you've got two choices: either pay through the nose for it, or just go in on a blind cooperative, and then you sort of have to wait for the container to fill up, and then they'll ship it out, which again is also very cost intensive because they charge you for the rental time of it sat in dock waiting for the rest of the container to fill up. Yeah. So I suspect it's the same for action figure retailers as it is for board game retailers. These situations that stuff's getting printed or manufactured in the East, in Vietnam.
So I guess what you're saying is, if you want 10,000 Red Shadow Troopers, you can get a whole container of them.
Well, that's it. Yeah. As long as you can fill a container with Red Shadows, it'll be good.
That's great.
Yeah.
You guys want to shift over to some pickups, recent pickups? It's been 3 or 4 weeks since we last did an episode.
Sure. Yeah, unless Chris has any questions for us, we've been.
That's a good point. We've been peppering you pretty good.
Oh, I didn't. You didn't prep me for this. I did not. I would have prepared something. Just shooting from the hip, flying from. I suppose let's bounce off the back of Firefly's comments, like rolling in the prisoner and stuff there. So, as respectable Anglophiles yourselves in North America, what one British import, TV, movie, toy, whatever, is close to your heart?
Red Dwarf.
Red Dwarf, brilliant, love it.
Yeah.
Let me hang on. Let me give you a little. So just I've got my Mr. Flibble up there.
Oh, nice.
I've met the cast many times at Red Dwarf.
Awesome. Yeah, I grew up on that. It was like the one show I seemed to always find when I would flip over to a certain channel. I don't even remember what channel it was because it was a kid. It was
PBS probably.
Yeah, that probably was. Yeah, Nebraska Public Television. Yeah. Doctor Who was on as well, and I watched it for a while, but then something happened where I couldn't. I just couldn't be in front of the TV, and I didn't have a VCR at the time when I was a kid. So,
sure.
Yeah, Red Dwarf. Yeah.
Very good. Great choice. Massive Red Dwarf fan, me. The new book's just come out. Rob Grant has written another one.
Yeah.
Just before he died. I've not read it yet. Who's next?
Curtis, what do you got?
When I think about UK imports, I think more about music, like musical groups, and not so much like TV series.
Sure.
So I grew up. I guess U2 is not UK necessarily, right? They're main Ireland, not Northern Ireland. But Oasis, Blur, Pulp, Stone Roses. Those are all deep in my. Those are very deep in my consciousness. I spent a lot of time listening to those.
A 90s guy. I'm going to see Pulp at the end of the month.
Awesome.
Right, cool. Last weekend of August, I'm seeing Pulp playing
Funny
live.
to see these old bands get back together, right?
Yeah. So do you know what? Right, I took a trip out to South Africa a couple of years back, like 2 or 3 years ago, and like you do, you start getting your long flight prep done. So you start downloading movies to your iPad and putting tunes on your phone and all that kind of stuff to get you through a long flight. And I was downloading new albums for a few tunes to get me through. And it was a Shed 7 album, a Cooler Shaker album, a Pulp album. It was literally like I'd fallen asleep in 1995 and just woken up today. And there's all these, they are all getting back together and releasing new material all of a sudden. It's crazy.
Because the 80s and 90s were the best.
So they tell me.
At least the kids that grew up then have the most money, right? Something like that.
Yes. Yeah. Nice bit of disposable cash to buy albums. Yeah. Remember buying albums?
Yes.
Voltar? Or I guess you went Firefly to get anything other than The Prisoner?
Oh, man. The list is really long. especially if I have to deal with music too. So my favorite band is The Police, and my number 2 is Tears for Fears. So
right, there you go. Yeah.
And there's a lot of right under that Genesis, Peter Gabriel, like it's all British bands. But if I had to pick a TV show, it's kind of a tie between Red Dwarf and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Hitchhiker's Guide.
The book and anything Douglas Adams. Like my wife and I are huge fans of both of those series. Like we've got all of them and all the books. And I did not know there was a new Red Dwarf book, but I've listened to the 2 audiobooks.
With Chris Barry doing the voices. Yeah, it's excellent.
Incredible.
Excellent. Yeah.
His cat impression is just the best.
Spot on. Yeah, absolutely spot on. So the new book only came out like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's new. You know what I mean?
Oh,
it's new. Yeah, I've got a birthday coming up, and my wife has explicitly told me not to buy it. So I don't know what I'm getting on my birthday.
No idea.
Not a clue. Both excellent choices, though. Douglas Adams is awesome. Yeah.
I got to go.
You've always got your towel, right? Oh, sorry.
Always take towel. Yeah.
I have to go a totally different path with it. Mine was a TV show and Benny Hill. My dad and my grandfather, just reruns after reruns after reruns after reruns every night.
I'm not sure that's the international legacy I'm proud of having out there. You've got to be careful there, TK. You'll get yourself cancelled referencing Benny Hill.
Well, I also grew up on Archie Bunker, so
it was always in like weird late night TV blocks over here. Benny Hill. It was just like about 10 o'clock at night.
I go spend a good chunk of my summers with my grandparents, and my grandfather. We'd sit up late at night and watch 2 things. We'd watch Little Rascal reruns, and I'd watch this old retired Army grunt laugh like a little child watching Little Rascals reruns, and then we'd watch Benny Hill right before we went to bed.
Hill. He had a #1 single over here in the UK that was called Ernie, the fastest milkman in the West. I don't know if you guys in North America have the milkman joke, but it was
maybe not so much anymore, of course, because Milkmen haven't been around for quite a while, but they're
Yeah, I've got a Megatron and Soundwave on the shelf.
Yep.
Up there. In fact, you can just see Soundwave poking there by my guitar.
Yeah.
So I just picked this up whimsically. Really, it was quite cheap by UK standards. It was 20 quid, and I thought, well, I'll give it a try and see what it looks and feels like. Fill a bit of time, maybe get my son involved in it. And then I got a couple of desk figures hanging out here. So I got the Valaverse, the Blackbeard. He came last Saturday. And I've been playing around with him all week. In fact, the review should have gone live tonight. Actually, I think if I scheduled it correctly on the YouTube, and then Retro Wild Bill came.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Now, do you have the Dragonfly?
I do not. No. So I was very pleased that they did a retro re-release of this, because Wild Bill's obviously a very just a character who frequently appears in the comic books. Yeah, he was in the Action Force comic books a lot, and then he's obviously a real American hero a great deal. So very pleased they did a retro re-release, and spoiler alert, because I've recorded the review just this afternoon actually, but he's going to be reviewed positively. I've been enjoying him as my desk figure this week. In fact, just random tangent. So this whole thing about them doing the retro waves next year as 40th anniversary, the movie celebration, which is all fine and everything in some respects, but it has irked me a little bit because I've been sat in wait for retro re-releases of other HasLab characters like Ripcord, Baroness, Wild Weasel, etc., etc. So it looks like those that I've been waiting for, I'm not going to see until 2028.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
Yeah, I passed on the Rattler, and I would while I'm certainly happy with my Skeletron Red Weasel, I would love to have the Hasbro Wild Weasel, and certainly that Baroness is just a fantastic figure, but I'm not paying $150 for a classified figure. No way, no hell.
No, absolutely not. And the Baroness is in desperate need of an update. The off-the-shelf Baroness is just poor in standard compared to other female figures. However, that said, obviously it's a good thing for those who didn't pick up convention exclusives, because the received wisdom is that a lot of the characters we'll see in the retro card back will have been previous convention exclusives, like Chuckles and maybe a Pythonus, a Pentor, etc. So while it hurts me, I can see the value in it for other collectors.
I'm hoping the rumor has it, and I'm hoping that it's true, that the retro Chuckles will have the white shirt instead of the blue. So make it a little different.
Sure. Yeah, I would have thought so for the movie. Yeah. I'd be very surprised if they didn't. Are folks still having trouble?
They're smart enough to throw in a Stinger missile with him.
Yeah, I've got. What I think I used the ones outside of Scrap. What's Scrap Iron's little robot called?
Oh yeah, the little drone thing.
Anti-air drone. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been using the red missile, his red missiles with my Chuckles. Yeah. I think folks are still perhaps having trouble watching.
Nate,
yeah,
I
think they're back now.
Are we back now?
Back. Nate's back. Yeah.
You'll have to go and watch the video on demand, folks, and just catch up on the bit that you missed on the buffer wheel. Yeah.
Always do better on the replays. We love.
Don't forget to hit like, of course,
and subscribe.
And comment. Get that algorithm working for us.
Hit the bell.
And hit the hype button.
Yeah.
Firefly, you wanna show us some cool stuff?
Sure. I got lots of cool things this week. So I got 3 of these guys. Yeah. And this guy's riding a skateboard right now, but
love it.
He also came with this cool trouble bubble that's like, I can do this and parts don't fall off. And that's bonus, right? You don't want
very
to
nice.
part on it.
Very nice.
And my pickup of the last week or so that I am absolutely enamored with is Cartoon Shredder, because I've always wanted this version of Shredder. The fact that he's in my favorite format, I couldn't be happier.
That's awesome.
That's Super 7, is it, Firefly?
It is. It is. I'm straight O-ring. Like I don't collect
Sure.
any other format. So, yeah, super excited to finally get. I mean, the turtles are awesome too. I got them. Here's Raphael.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how do because their shells are backpacks, right?
So this is really cool. So yeah, the shell comes off. Take him apart here, and you can see there's like some sculpting. There's like a mutagen in there.
Oh,
Ninja
that's
Star.
cool.
It's kind of weird. Like, why would they have that inside? And then, so my wife is a huge TMNT fan, and this went up left, and she's like, "What is that?" And then she, "Where's his shell?" It was pretty funny. But the thing I didn't expect was
100%, my man.
Like the ab crunch with the shell is actually useful. Like you can't really turn them because they kind of pop apart at the O-ring.
Yeah.
But the ab crunch is usable, which is more than I can say for some figures.
I was going to say it's unique in that scale.
Yeah, it's super cool. And I got Onslaught and speaking of 80s, a Larry Hagman biography for $5.
Nice.
Onslaught from the Transformers. So J.R. Ewing in there. That's it for me. I got lots more, but that's it for today.
Yeah. Boltar? Got some pickups for us?
Yeah, I'm not going to bring out my trouble bubbles from Super 7, but I recently picked up a pilot pack from Skeletron, so there's a red weasel right there.
Yeah, buddy.
And I haven't shown it yet, of course. I also got the flight scan, so there we go.
Oh wow! Look at that.
The Palatoy Skeletron, probably for me to pick one up would be like double the price of this thing, and I've been wanting one for a long time. But then when this was released, I didn't back the Kickstarter because it was the same time as the Sky Striker, and so that was my focus. But now I've got myself finally a Skeletron Roboskull, and goddamn, this thing is fantastic. And so I just got the flight stand, and it's take her off of there. I love how the flight stand has this little thing inside of it. You just pop it off.
Yeah.
And it's got that nice little storage space for all the extra stuff from the pilots.
That's a good idea.
Just fantastic. Yeah. So that's kind of my more recent pickup. That Skeletron order was somewhere around $100. I got the pilot pack, the flight stand, and a Wolf Trooper with it, so I could make the pilot.
Yeah. There you go. Very cool. Great pickups.
Just rubbing it
Patrick, sir, you are up.
Yeah, I feel bad. I really do. It doesn't make me feel quite as bad now to hear that like the original Robo Skull was, like you said, ubiquitous over there. Everyone had it, so that's cool. It's probably like a Hiss tank or a hyena over there for everyone, huh?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So I apologize, Chris. I had to do it.
It's okay. It's okay. You share what brings you joy, my man.
Yeah.
Still salt in the wound, huh? All right, these are just recent pickups, right? We're not to our top list.
Yes, correct.
All right. Okay, this sword just fell off, but picked up the NECA 2012 Leo, which was kind of a mistake because now I feel like I'm in to pick up more of them. But he's pretty fantastic. It's always a little bit dangerous to try out a new line. And then Chris is also
all of that line at Target yesterday when I was there.
Oh, really? Dang. Yeah. The summer's been expensive, so I'm hoping they'll stick around for a bit. I also got Ninja Force Scarlet here. It's not focusing there, but watch Chris's review. You'll get better pictures of her. But yeah, big fan. She looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Just Scarlet.
Oh yeah, it's really hard to actually get this this 2-pack in the US right now.
Really?
all the pre-orders from Target pretty much have been canceled. So I found one in store actually
Oh,
before my pre-order arrived.
well, there you go.
Yeah, it's nuts how many people are. It seems to be the story with all of the Target and Walmart exclusives anymore, though. But the just main characters. I mean, Firefly, you're still looking for Starscream in the Studio series.
Don't get me started. I'm so mad.
It's crazy.
Everybody's mad about Starscream. It's just ridiculous. I mean, he's gonna come out probably regular retail with the crown and the cape, but I don't really need that.
Point.
I just wanted the regular Starscream.
Yeah, I got my fingers crossed that my pre-order sticks, and like they first bumped it to the 4th of August, and then they bumped it to the 11th of August. So I'm just hoping that it actually happens, and we shall see. All right, I'm gonna blow myself up here. Got a couple things I'll share.
Both of those are still in stock over here. How funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we got a gridiron turret. I'm a sucker for all of their heavy artillery stuff.
It looks
I
good.
didn't have the, one of the guys posted this morning that he had this big long list from Top Fun Guns of it was like 20 weapons that he got for like $40, and all I could think was, yeah, well I got that for 50. So I got that. And then I've been on this little kind of kick lately, coming out of the purge, just trying to do things a little different. I don't want to turn around and just build up the same collection again. And so I picked up these Mattel Masters of the Universe X Thundercats figures and just stripped them down and just made them Thundercats. They're a lot of fun. They were enough fun that I just turned around and bought the whole line. So they haven't came yet, just these two, but they're a lot of fun. Again, they're cheap. They're like, I mean, I hate to say this, but like they're almost throwaway. Like they're cheap enough that if I don't look at it as a waste of money. I can turn around and if I decide I don't want them later, I can just throw them in a box and hand them off to one of the kids in the family or whatever, and let them have a go at them and go from there. But for now, it's something different to knock around and play with new desk buddies. So I got another big pickup that I reviewed this week, but I'm going to talk about it in a minute when we get into topics. So I'll hold it for that.
All right.
All right. Speaking of which, it is time. Favorite pickup so far in 2026? Chris, we'll start with you.
Start with me. Okay. Well, hang on. I've got them just over here. I mean, just grab them. So I'm going to start with Classified Sundown. Really into the whole, original characters coming through Classified. So far, it's been a bit hit and miss. Like some of the army builders that they created for Classified on the Cobra side have been a bit like meh about like the whatever that version of the Ali Viper was they did with the Portaloo and stuff. But Sundown, I think is a really
Trench
excellent
Viper
addition.
Yeah.
The what Viper?
Trench Viper.
The Trench Viper. Is that what they dig under the Portaloo?
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, I really like Sundown. He's been hanging around as one of my. I've got like my desk figures, then I've got my sort of desk figures there, and then stuff gets either boxed or put on display. Yeah. So yeah, very much enjoying this guy.
Very cool.
I think he's a great addition. And then my other two that I've chosen, kind of topical considering what we've been discussing so far today, is the Fresh Monkey Fiction.
Nice.
So I've obviously kit bashed this pair up to make an Iron Blood and a Black Major. All told, so I couldn't even tell you what the Fresh Monkey Fiction official names of these are. I've got to give a shout out to a fellow UK collector, a guy called John Barnett. I didn't buy the zombie version of the Red Shadow Trooper, but he bought multiples, so he slung me a bucket head.
Nice.
Very cool.
So that could complete the final look. And these guys, just great. Love them. Really enjoyed these, and obviously, as we've been talking about, that sort of British legacy of the Palatoy stuff coming through in the 6-inch form. Absolutely. So I'd probably say 2026. Those are my best so far. I feel like it's been a bit thin this year. I was looking back over what I've picked up, and there's not been, except for maybe GIJoe Toys, which I've got boxed up at the minute, which is why I'm not talking about them. There's not been that much that's maybe like really go, ooh, a little bit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think the back half of the year, we had so many pre-orders all hit around June and July that the back half of the year is either going to be amazing or a huge bust. We'll just see how it plays out.
Total drought. Yeah.
Yeah. Firefly, we'll just work our way around here. Favorite pickup for 26 so far?
You know, it's tough, but I want to say the Shredder.
Ooh.
Like, to be fair, like, he's everything I could ever want out of a Shredder figure. I was always a huge fan of Overlord, which is, I don't care what people say, somebody in that marketing department wanted to capitalize on Shredder in 1990. Hiring the same voice actor who plays Shredder on the cartoon tells me they knew what they were doing. So I always wanted Shredder and Cobra, so now I have him. And I think the rest of my pickups kind of pale in comparison because it's all, onesie twosies of stuff I already had, army builder sets I'm trying to complete. Shout out to your son again, that Secto Viper that he sniffed out like a bloodhound.
Yeah,
Joe Fest. That was quite the feat.
I tried on the Starscream today, man. I dispatched him into Target, and he came up empty-handed.
Yeah, my wife has incredible luck too, and she's like, "Sorry, no Starscream. Yeah. If Travis hasn't found it, ain't nobody finding it right now.
Can't be found.
It can't be found. Yeah, he'll find one somewhere, and I'll be square. But yeah,
his exact words when he got back in the truck was, "They had 3 figures in the entire store, and that wasn't one of them."
Fair. Well, I appreciate the run.
Yeah.
Both are.
So. All right.
Favorite pickup of 26 so far.
It shouldn't be a surprise to some of you guys because I talked about it a little bit, but John Carter of Mars from Frazetta Girls.
He looks so good, man. Let me get that up there. Bro, make him big. He looks so good.
Yeah. So my dad had all the Edgar Rice Burroughs Tarzan books when I was a kid.
Yep.
And I read them all. And then I didn't know anything about the Barsoom series until I think I was in high school. I was probably a junior or a senior in high school, and I randomly found A Princess of Mars by Edgar Rice Burroughs on the shelf in my local high school library. And that's when I first found out that there was a whole series of 10 books that he had written about Mars or Barsoom. So I've wanted a John Carter figure for years. And I reread the book series for the first time after the first time I read it. I reread it about 15 years ago. And then they came out with that movie. And the movie was all right. It was obviously marketed poorly, and it was a sad thing when we didn't get any more. But like, I really loved Willem Dafoe as Tars Tarkas. I thought his voice was really good for that. Some of the art choices in the movie are not the best, but I love the series, and the figure doesn't really disappoint at all. Their shoulders, there's something about the way that they make their shoulders. They just feel and move like no other figure, and it's because they have on the inside of the joint, if I can get that in there's like a ball, and then it pops onto the ball. It's like the way it moves.
That's how the Mondo figures are.
Yeah,
yeah, that's good.
It's fantastic.
Man, that Deja Thoris, I'm not going to pull it up because I don't want to get us kicked off the internet. But that Deja Thoris figure is phenomenal looking. They nailed the painting. I mean, Frazetta would be proud.
Yeah.
Mathrick,
I think that
favorite pickup?
It's really a great thing that his daughters still keep on his legacy by honoring their dad like that.
100%, man. His artwork is amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I know.
There might be some recency bias here, but
love it.
I'm a big fan. You got the. This was my one thing that I
it
was
works.
like, yeah. Why didn't that have that? That's what I wanted to know. But yeah, super fun.
So see, this is what bothers me about Playmates losing that license, man. They just put out a sub $50 toy that there's no question that is a Dragonfly homage, and it has a working rotor on it. Like, it's just amazing what they were able to do at their price points, man. My favorite pickup, I'm not gonna get them because there's a ton of them, but similar to Chris, all of that Crimson Moon stuff, man, and same deal. I immediately flipped them over, kit bashed them over to their Red Shadows proper form, and man, they're just. I was so excited about that when those came out. Like, that was one of the first pre-orders they put out, and then Operation Monster Force all came out before it. And then Crimson Moon came later. So, I mean, it took forever for that stuff to come, but man, so excited. I was not excited about spending $40 for a helmet because I had zero interest in the zombie werewolf. But,
well, yeah.
But you can't have Iron Blood without his helmet. Like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I haven't picked up a bucket head for mine yet, but I'm probably gonna just buy a 3D print from eBay. There's a guy that sells the helmet and a gun with it for Iron Blood too.
The Uzi and the helmet. Yeah. Etsy. There's a couple different guys on Etsy that's got a pretty good 3D printed one. It looks like.
Well, you see, we're all about the bucket heads over here.
Yeah, it's Count Binface, right?
Who?
Count Binface. Yeah.
No.
No,
He was prior to being called Count Binface. He was called Lord Buckethead.
Yeah.
And he had to stop calling himself Lord Buckethead because of a legal issue over the use of the name.
With the guitarist. With the guitarist.
Yes.
I got a friend who's a big Buckethead fan. He listens to his stuff all the time, and I just don't get it. But
what's the audience got? What's the audience got on favorite pickups for 26?
Nothing quiet.
Yet. Yeah. I'm not sure if we've gone offline or not.
Well, I know they were having a problem there for a bit.
Has anybody got us open at all? Are we still?
I do not have. I got StreamYard open. I do not have.
Can pull it up real quick.
I'm just going into YouTube. We're live, according to.
Yeah, we are live.
Yeah,
Last message I seen 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
It can't be good.
No, we're up and running though. At least you are here in the UK.
Yeah. Well, I think Nate said he thought it was his connection earlier.
But... there we go.
Oh, here he comes. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I figured that was going to be it for Nate. Sexy Eye Smasher, man. That thing, those every color variation has just been amazing on those. Are you guys familiar with that Sexy Ice line?
No idea what you're talking about there.
Yeah, you guys have to take a gander at them.
I'm googling it right now.
Yeah, they're very nice to see. Or the Red Shadow Assault Trooper. Oh yeah, Skeletron putting out some good stuff. I can't wait for that Siberia figure to drop.
The actual
that is not what I.
Wow. Sorry.
Chris?
I was just going to say, I've Googled Sexy Ice Smasher. What I got was not what I was expecting from Googling Sexy Ice Smasher.
That's funny.
It was a risky.
That's a risky. That's a risky.
Yeah, but I wasn't expecting this. Like some mad, like robot. Was it American football-y kind of thing? Yeah. I've never seen this before in my life.
Yeah, they're pretty neat, man. And they've got. They could tell us better, but I think they've got about 4 or 5 different color variations out at this point. Each one's just a little bit different, but they are nice looking.
Yeah, wow.
All right.
It's like gnarly alien lady. Oh, you got me all Googling Sexy Ice now. Although I have got, there has been an ice cube tray come up in the search I'll let your imaginations fill in the gaps as to what the ice cubes are shaped like.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's great. All right, let's move to the next topic here. Biggest regret purchase of 26. Chris, we'll start with you, sir.
Okay, I've got two. One of them I've got out. The other one, which reflects the fact that I'm disappointed they're in the box. First one, I think actually, Curtis, you might be able to guess what that person's going to be, because I've been talking about it lately.
Oh, yeah, no, not on screen. Yeah, I was gonna hold mine up.
Yep. You're gonna hold yours up.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Despoiler.
The Despoiler, yeah, the Despoiler. I really love the Destro. I really love the Destro. And this thing actually isn't bad. It's not bad, but I think it's the impact it's had on my budget. Because my toy budget has been rinsed. It was enough that the wife noticed what was going on, which I'm normally pretty good at keeping things nice and on the down low. But she's like, "Wait, what's this?" And what you've also got to remember is, I think you've all become a little bit more aware of recently, at least if you've been following my posts, is that our stuff is priced like for like. So
That's
what is
crazy.
$110 for you is 110 quid for us, which is actually about $150 all told. So I think it's a price versus value regret, because what's happened now is that it's too big for me to put anywhere without like halving a display that I've already got out. Possibly too bigger than it should be for what it actually is. Like if you're looking in the comics, it's even the Energon comics has got it significantly smaller. And so it's just been sitting on the floor over here for weeks, and I've been doing nothing with it. My little flight stand things that I use, it sort of wobbles on. It doesn't really fit on it properly, and I don't know. I'm just like, ugh. I've been playing with the Destro loads.
You said in a recent video that you don't really do the classified vehicles at all, right? Because of space.
No, I don't. Interestingly enough, I know a lot of people think that GIJoe, like a big part of the experience, is the vehicles. And I understand that. I'm not naive to why that might be a part of the attraction. But for me, it was always, because I was a comic book reader, it was always about the character experience and about who the characters are and all the weird little specialisms and weird little niche characters and stuff. So I was never really a vehicle guy anyway. But then when you start going into the 6-inch scale, I'm also a limited square footage guy too, and so it gets a bit ridiculous. So I kind of regretted it, because I've basically bought a £110 figure. Yeah, I think is the way to qualify the level of regret.
Crazy.
There. The other regret, if I can sneak an honourable mention in,
sure.
But the boxed up, I'm not even using them. I picked up two of the nacelle Star Trek figures. Bit of a Trek fan on the side, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll pick some up. These could be interesting. These could be exciting. I like Star Trek, and I don't know, they just didn't quite wow me the way I'd hoped they would. I don't think they're up to the quality that I hoped they would. And again, even though I think sort of I played with them positively for the week they were my desk figures, they've gone in a box and they've never come back out again for display. They never come, they've just ended up sitting in there.
I would love, and absolutely dedicate shelf space to an original series Star Trek, but those figures, they just looked off, so I didn't order any of them. Yeah,
they are all right. You see, that's the thing. I don't want to oversell the disappointment. They are all right. The articulation's a bit janky by the 6-inch standard that we expect now today.
Now, did you see the bridge that they displayed at San Diego Comic-Con?
I did, yeah, I did. But I don't know, just something about it's not hit the mark. Not hit the mark at all. And you're right, the faces aren't quite right. They're just a little bit uncanny valley enough that you look at them and you go, and the way they've chosen to release the figures has not done them any favors. Right. I get what they were doing, because they're saying, well, let's dig into the obscure figures. Let's really give the Star Trek action figure collector something they've never seen before. I get what they were doing. I understand it. But it means now, like, they might have gone on display if I could have built You know, they're doing a wave in, which will probably come in about 10 years' time, of the whole original series cast, aren't they? And that's the right sort of way to play it, because someone would buy that wave and then they could get a display on the go straight away. There's my Kirk, there's my Spock, there's my McCoy, there's, you know, my Bones, there's my Uhura. I've got the full set, but they sort of went so sporadic and into all the different sources, and it just doesn't quite work the same way. You know, if you compare it to GIJoe Classified, that's dipping into a lot of these sort of different IP sources. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's my. I'm sneaking a second biggest regret in, a cheeky little honourable mention for the Nacelle Star Trek figures.
I'll hold out for a con exclusive 3-pack of Kirk, Spock, and Bones, and I might pick that up. But that would probably be it.
Yeah, absolutely. At one point, I was like, well, maybe DS9 is my favourite Trek, and I thought, well, maybe I'll just pick up the DS9 guys. But there's like one in all the announced waves, which is the Nog. Oh, and I think they've got a Cisco on the way in Wave 4 or Wave 5. But when did Wave 1 come? You know what I mean? The worst of spooky fiction.
Well, it's amazing to me, like his that guy, he's got money in his background. Like, I don't know a lot about him, but like I heard that he comes from money. Because that Biker Mice from Mars Wave 1 did horrible. In fact, it was on clearance within weeks, and for like you could pick them up for like $3 or $4 a piece. But now he's got like 3 or 4 more waves of them planned. I'm like, oh well, some people just want to keep going.
Yeah, I don't know. There might be something about taking a loss in your early waves to
maybe
build a fan base. I don't know. You know, it's not a side of. Yeah.
Firefly, biggest regret purchase so far in 26.
So it was a toss-up between like this terrible Transformer clone, and this one other thing. And I think since we're a GI Joe show, I'm gonna go with this. So my biggest regret.
Oh, come on.
is, dude, he's just a naked guy with a gimp mask, a belt, and suspenders. That's all I can see when I look at this Hydro Viper. And I knew it had a chance of coming in looking like this, but I can't see anything but flesh color. People are like, no, it's a salmon orange. And I'm like, dude's naked. Okay. He's walking around. I mean, I mean, I don't know. He's naked. So
that's your sexy ice right there.
Yeah. There's
Fair enough.
Hydro sexy version. Sexy verse Hydro Viper. Rosetta boy. Right? Rock out with your out.
So on the shelf, I've got him standing beside Ninja Force Coco and Ninja Force Snake Eyes, because I have no idea what the hell else to do with him. Like, he doesn't really go with anything else.
Well, I think actually you've given me an idea. I can have him holding Snake Eyes' hat over his crotch.
Oh my god!
Love it.
All right, Nate's got a great one. Probably that second Valor Gear 10. I've probably dipped into it. Barely dipped into it. There was a lot of gear in that Valorverse Gear 10. That is for sure.
You're talking about the big one that was like $90 or something.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff in there, but my problem with it was it was essentially 4 sets, but they were in 4 different colorways. So if you didn't have figures in those colorways that you wanted to use, the gear's not very helpful. So thankfully, Al's needed. He needed almost exactly what I wanted to get rid of. It worked out perfect for us. Boltar.
Awesome.
Okay, so
biggest regret of 26.
I don't know if I can call it a regret or not. It's just there's something about this figure that bothers me. It's this Delta 17 Joe Fest exclusive 2-pack. It's just because his stuff wants to fall off of him all the time. I can't get a gun to stay on his backpack very well. His helmet just comes off super easily, and the optics fall off the helmet all the time. It's the original figure doesn't have that problem, so maybe mine just having quality control issues. I don't know, but I don't have a whole lot that I can really complain about. I was we got those Wrestling Heroes figures, but then the company sent another whole set. So can I be disappointed with that? I mean, I ended up getting
That was crazy.
9 figures when I paid for 4.
I can't even explain the finances on that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was shocked to get that in the mail.
Yeah.
That may answer how much you actually paid for the first wave, though.
Yeah.
How much the manufacturer paid, right?
Yeah, that could be. With plastic rivets that were gray instead of flesh colored.
Yeah.
Just...
Curtis?
My turn?
What do you got?
All right.
Sir.
I definitely fell prey to certain reviewers who make everything look really good on their stream, but I don't even have the figure. I can't even find him. He's buried somewhere in a box. But there's a Scorpion. I was like, oh, that looks so cool, and then I got it, and I was like, all right, well, that's a figure that I have. Cool.
It's painful.
So, yeah.
He come with a ton of gear, though. Maybe he'll be more usable once.
If I get more desert stuff, maybe I'll change my mind. But right now, he's just gonna. Yeah.
The Desert Scorpion rules, though. Come on, man. That's an excellent figure.
Yeah, I know. You made him look really good in your video.
So that sounds like a little bit of victim behavior on your part there right now, Curtis. I'm just saying, throwing a bit of blame about.
That's good. Mine was unfortunately Savage Crucible. And it is not a knock on Savage Crucible, guys. Those figures are fantastic. I bought one, to be frank, maybe a little out of boredom. There wasn't a whole lot going on in the other stuff that I collect, and I picked it up for something different. And over the course of 2 months, I went all in on the line. And I was up to almost 20 figures in just a couple of months. Fantastic. Every one of them is fantastic. One of them being Elric of Melnimene.
That's a mouthful.
It's just not my thing at the end of the day, right? Like, they were fantastic figures, just not my thing. And since Joe Fest, I have purged all but 3 of them. I kept the 2 that there's a homage to He-Man and an homage to Skeletor. They say they're not, but I'm not a fool. And then there was a 3rd one that I had found some custom soft goods for to really spruce him up, and so I'll keep those 3. But and I gotta say, this is the interesting thing about that line, though. They were $50 to $60 a piece, new. One of them I paid $100 for because he was from Wave 1, and I missed it clearly. But on resale, I made way more back in resale than I did purchasing them, especially on the Elric of Melnibene. This is ridiculous to me. I got lucky. I did not pre-order him. I picked him up in that Friday night at 10 p.m. sale that they did for the last of it. I got him $50. I had a lot of fun man time with that toy, and resold him for $263 loose.
Wow.
Insane. But and I felt bad about it, to be honest with you. I wound up throwing a bunch of other stuff in the box that like all the collector cards. I gave them all to him, a couple stands. Like I threw everything I could in there. And I was like, I got to make this thing worth this guy's money. But yeah. So anyway, fantastic line. Anybody that's really into fantasy kind of stuff, I highly recommend it as a line. It just really doesn't have a place in my collection. So I bought it, I enjoyed it, and I purged it all in about 2 months. Is Bobby still with us? Bobby, get any regrets for 26? Hopefully he doesn't say any of the stuff that he's bought from me.
Savage
We might have lost Bobby earlier, I'm not sure. Next one. What item on your shelf do you most love showing off to a fellow collector? Chris.
Oh, you're starting with me. Okay, one sec. quite topical. We've been talking about this already today. It's almost like you guys knew what I was going to be chatting about. So here I have my Red Dwarf Season 1 and Season 3 DVDs.
Awesome.
And if you squint and look very closely, you'll see that these are signed by the cast. So I've got Chris Barry, Craig Charles, Danny John Jules, Norman Lovett, and Rob Grant there on Season 1. And then on Season 3, I've got Hattie Hayridge and I've got Robert Llewellyn on those. So I've met the whole cast numerous times, and then I picked up these really awesome Etsy 3D printed little DVD stands with Red Dwarf printed on the front of them.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I got a little Red Dwarf section of the display there with all my books and my Mr. Flibble that I was just showing you, and my Corgi Red Dwarf toys. And these are like the little centerpiece that everything is all formed around, with all the cast autographs. I've got photos with them all too, but I haven't got them up anywhere or framed anywhere. Yeah, and of course over here in the UK, as we kind of already talked about, whenever anybody steps foot in this man cave here in the United Kingdom, one of the things they hone straight in on is the little Red Dwarf section there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, really proud that I've got Rob Grant's autograph on there as well. He's quite difficult to. Well, I mean, now he's very difficult to get hold of for an autograph. Yeah. But back in the day, he wasn't really, he didn't do the convention circuit, not like the others did. I managed to catch him at a book signing when he had a new book come out called Incognito, and rocked up with like a shopping bag's worth of Red Dwarf stuff. So he signed all my novels and my DVDs. And
awesome.
I wasn't the only guy there who was, a long-haired Red Dwarf nerd dude turning up with all these bags of stuff. And fair play to him, no charge. He just sat there and signed it all for all of us.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
That's cool.
Well into the night and just chatting.
That's funny because Larry Hama was the same. Like, I got all my Larry Hama signatures that I've got. I got them like back in the early 2000s when like nobody was asking him to go to shows or any of that.
Yeah.
And there was a shop up in Louisville, Kentucky that the guy was a huge Joe fan, and he paid for him to come in and spend a day in his shop for folks to come in. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's awesome. It was just at the back of this little bookshop in Manchester City Centre. He came and did a talk and a bit of a reading from his book. And the only thing that was expected was that you bought a hardback copy of the new book.
Sure.
That was the only expectation, and he signed those all for everybody. But then he just sat there for hours, and this was before camera phone days and stuff. I really wish, I had an iPhone back then, because he just talked and talked and talked to us for hours,
Awesome.
Which was really great. But the rest of the cast, I know a little bit. When I was growing up in Manchester and I used to study in the city centre, Red Dwarf was filmed at the BBC studios in Manchester, and both Danny John Jules and Craig Charles are very active DJs as well on the side, and a couple of my friends who were DJs too knew them personally from doing like sets at club nights and things, and so I met them a couple of times around and about in the city, to the point where they sort of vaguely recognised me at conventions later in the years.
That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it's a big buzz when that happens, when you're in a queue with a load of other queuing nerds to get something signed, and they're like, "Oh hey, you're Chris, right?" Brilliant.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That happened to me at a strip club with my wife.
Yeah.
I'm not lying. Oh, I'll have to tell that story another time.
I told you not to take your girlfriend to that strip club.
Bobby on his biggest regret. No regrets so far. Been happy with a lot of stuff except for maybe odd waist gaps. And then, poor crankcase. Amen. All right. Firefly.
Oh, guys, just excuse me a second. I'm going to have to take a quick bathroom break.
All right.
Carry on.
Do your thing, man.
Yeah.
You do your thing.
Thing I most like showing to other collectors. Wow. That one, I'm not much of a show off. I guess my carded mail-ins from the 80s. Any of the stuff that I've got some of the late mail away stuff. So that's my personal, I kept it. I bought it. I didn't open it for whatever reason, and I just kept it.
Your Ninja Vipers, going all the way back to our very first episode, were so cool to see.
Yeah, Ninja Viper, the Mail Away. What's the other one? The Mail Away AVAC with the Firebat, Cobra Commander. I just, it's interesting having like stuff that, and also I also bought those with my first paycheck I ever got.
That's
so
awesome.
I spent on GIJoe, so I still have sealed of stuff with my first paycheck, which is kind of cool.
Having the history behind it, like the personal history behind it, is what makes it the coolest. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if you had your own store or something, and you had the first dollar you ever made up on the wall.
Right. Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So,
Pulsar?
So probably my Defiant is the thing that I like showing to people the most, just because it's in fantastic looking condition now. I'll grab my laptop here and turn it around. So,
okay.
My friend Blake, who's a big GI Joe fan, saw it and he said, "I can't believe how wide it is."
That's what she said.
Yeah. Well, I hear that a lot when people see me dance. So yeah. But no, I love my Defiant. It's something I built that thing myself over the course of about 4 years, finding piece by piece by piece. I even have the umbilical for payload.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it looks great.
Wow.
Now I need a second umbilical for Crusader. Because
make it so.
Yeah.
Stuff is going.
That's an item I can't
harder.
Yeah. A long time ago, I put up a save search on eBay for the crawler windshield. Sorry, I was closing the big blue door there. And I couldn't find one for a while, and then I found one on Small Joe's actually, because I do know that they sell some vintage parts on there. And ever since I bought that one, like the next week, I got a hit for my save search on eBay. And now I haven't taken the save search down, so it's like every 2 weeks or something like that. It seems like there's a new lot for a crawler windshield. So they're still out there.
You should buy them all up. Create a monopoly.
It's like the little zero gravity chair inside of the booster. I fixed one, but I have one that's unbroken, and I've been asked a few times. So you ever think about casting that? And I haven't ever done it. I don't know. It almost seems intimidating to do that to a vintage piece like that, and come away without messing it up at all. So that's why I've never taken the chance to do it. But if I did,
they are steep.
Yeah, you spent $100 on that.
Yeah. I mean, when I bought that one from you, and I was going to do a refurb on it, that was probably the thing that pushed me away the most, was when I started gathering parts, and then I started seeing the price on those damn chairs. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I literally would have had more in chairs than I did the booster.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Mathrit, favorite item in the collection?
Yeah. I'm not gonna get it down.
All right, yeah, it's a tell. If it's a tell, that's fine.
It's just the Rattler. I think is my favorite. It's just it's always been just a really cool vehicle. I never had one as a kid, and it's the HasLabs are just so impressive when you see them. It's so big. So it's super fun.
If there was ever a time to let Lenny over-engineer stuff, it would be the HasLabs, and every one of them has just been amazing.
Yeah.
Mine, I gotta go with two of them. And for the audience, if you guys want to tee up some comments about your most proud item in your collection while I'm going through mine. 2 years ago at Joe Fest, picking up a complete, can't get my hand to move the way I want, but it's in the corner up there. Complete Terradrome, vintage Terradrome. Never had one as a kid. Well, I had one, but it was not in the best shape when I even got it. And then and I put it through the ringer. So to have a complete one now with a claw on every door and a full contingent of Cobra troops. Like, I mean, I absolutely love that thing. And, I made the decision a few months ago to purge like 98+% of my vintage collection. That Terradrome's not going anywhere. Like, it'll sit there to the day I die. I just love that thing. And it's funny to me, like, even Joe fans or people that aren't Joe fans, they know what the Terradrome is. Like, that's iconic, right? And then my other one would be my favorite modern toy. I've had it since 24. Voltar, I might get you to hold it up if you still got it in front of you. The Skeletron Roboskull Mark II. I mean,
Yeah, there you go.
just an amazing. And Chris, now I feel like I'm rubbing it in again. I apologize, but damn, this toy is just amazing. I mean, they thought of everything with it. 1/18 scale, 1/12 scale, different build out for different looks and feels. I mean, it's just incredible. I can't imagine what's going to beat it. Like, what's going to knock it off of the modern.
That drop pod on the back with the little Skeletron drones.
I mean, it's just a fantastic toy, and I'd like to, anytime I have an opportunity to tell collectors about it, especially if they don't know what Skeletron stuff is, that's the one that I always point them to. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
So, all right.
It's just because we're all jealous we couldn't have an actual Roboskull when we were kids. That's
it's
why.
very possible. My biggest regret is I wasn't able to get the special edition one that had the yellow striping. Let's see here. Nate's got probably my BlizzCon Mega Block StarCraft Yamama. Yes.
Yo.
All of those Mega Block StarCraft stuffers. Awesome. Custom Terradrome 1/12 scale. Have you guys seen this on
Yeah.
Man, it's so
amazing.
cool. The airfield and everything with it. It's amazing. You pull a trigger on one of those Roboskulls. Yes, you do, sir.
Yeah,
it would
do
look
it.
fantastic sitting on the airstrip in front of your Cobra Terradrome. I'm just saying.
It would. It would.
They I want to know. I'm kind of interested in what's next for them from a vehicle perspective, because there's other iconic Red Shadow vehicles, and there's certainly other iconic Z-Force and Q-Force vehicles that they could do depending on where they go with the line. I don't know what all they've got rights to beyond Red Shadows, but
yeah,
it'll be cool to see where they go with it.
If they had a Shadow Tracker, I would buy it pretty quickly.
Yeah. Let's see. Next on the list.
Grab Bobby's latest comment there, TK.
Oh. I have to put a Halloween Spirit Store skeleton mask on one of Black Series TIE Fighters. Nice. That's great. Oh, that's good. That's fun.
Oh.
I want to see someone do that now.
Yeah, right? What toy surprised you in 26? Chris, we'll start with you, sir.
Oh, I missed that one out.
Good or bad? Good or bad?
I missed that one out. I've jumped on my notes straight to the 2026 excitement. What surprised me in 2026? But I'd probably say the Professor Rockclaw Paleo Viper as a surprise. Just like when you talk about bringing original GI Joe characters into the classified generation, if I was to run a book, the last thing I think I would have put on the list would have been a dude with with a raptor with him. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'd have gone for another ninja, or a cowboy or something, pirate, whatever. I don't think I'd have ever thought that would be the case, but it sort of works. In the world of like wacky science fiction GI Joe, that idea that Dr. Mindbender's getting up to no good in his lab and growing all sorts of weird shit just adds up. So I'd probably say the thing that caught me for the left field was that.
And what a cool name, Dr. Rockclaw. Like, you know,
Dr.
I mean, what a
Rockclaw.
Cobra. I mean,
So
that's
80s.
about 80s Cobra as you can get, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
For
so
sure.
80s. Yeah. The figure, I don't know if it quite blew me away as much as I was hoping for. I feel like his trousers aren't right. I know it sounds like a weird thing to say. His trousers and his shoes. You need something. I feel like Professor Rockclaw would wear more interesting boots. You know?
Yeah.
But
We'll get a V2. If he sold well, we'll get a V2.
Yeah.
Firefly. Biggest surprise of the year.
I am gonna kind of follow along behind Chris here and just give you the O-ring take, which is these guys from Super 7.
The Ninja Force stuff, yeah.
Brand. Well, it's not even my favorite, and I was a Ninja Force kid. I was like, I collected through the end of the line. After the line ended, I was doing, yard sales, going to flea markets, wherever I could get GI Joe, all the way till '97 when they, brought it back, and then I was still collecting. But 2 brand new takes, like these didn't come out of Hasbro. These are like canon original new character designs out of another company. I didn't think this would be a thing, and this is a huge shock. And like, they're not my favorite toys, but brand new GI Joe O-rings that nobody has. We've never seen these designs before, so that was the biggest shock to me this year, is that we got a third-party company designing brand new GI Joe character design.
O-rings. Yeah.
Well, O-rings or just a third party in general was allowed to do that. That's like Hasbro's baby, right? Like either it goes through the comics or something else. But this is, this is a completely different take on Cobra Commander. It's a file card that mentions why he's doing Ninja Force. I mean, it's weird. Like, didn't see it coming. I was when those showed up on Instagram, I was like, "That's not real." Someone just made that up. It's too stupid.
AI,
right? I mean, I'd probably add it to the mystique. I don't know, but yeah, that's mine.
Cool.
Out of left
Very
field.
Cool. Boltar, what you got, bud?
I don't know. I guess I could just probably talk about how I'm surprised that I lost a little bit of interest in classified recently. And then there I was at Joe Fest, and I was looking at the Skeletron booth, and that's when I picked up a Wolf Trooper. And then by Sunday morning, I was, I'm going to buy that damn Robo-Skull. I mean, I've looked at it at several conventions before then, but I think that the Wolf Trooper was kind of what really pushed me over the edge. And on Saturday at Joe Fest this year, I picked up some Crimson Moon figures, Black Major, Baron Ironblood, the Ambassador of Relia, which is really a cool figure too. That's the kind of green Cobra Commander hood on a
Cthulhu looking head, right?
Yeah. And that's just such a fun figure. So I mean, I guess I was kind of surprised that I lost a little bit of interest in classified, but then still 6-inch figures kept my attention. If that makes sense. I'm really surprised how much what I just kind of flipped from one line to another on it. I still love classified, don't get me wrong. It's just there's so much stuff they put out recently, it's been hard to keep up with. And maybe it's because I never see them in stores. I'm in rural Nebraska. It's not easy to find stuff here. So yeah, just finding those and the way it flipped my interest was really kind of a surprise to me. And then the O-ring stuff that's still coming out too. And how many new lines of O-ring are, like Legends of the Hidden Force, and that one of the 3 that I bought at Joe Fest was the one who was clearly modeled after the 1995 Road Pig.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a cool figure
for sure.
And then the fact that they have the movable hands with the wrist articulation is just fantastic.
And the Lego compatibility.
I haven't even tried that out yet. You keep on talking about it, but I haven't.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And I wasn't. I never picked up any build to rule stuff, so it's not like I have some type of nostalgia for that, So I guess I haven't tried anything. But the weird thing is, when I was a kid, I used to build stuff out of Legos to go with my Joes. Like I never had a trouble bubble, but I had one that I built.
That's fun.
So that is pretty cool, though. The idea of GIJoe and Lego being compatible. I just haven't gotten into that one yet.
Maybe dangerous.
Yeah, well, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
BTR was a little weird in that they had you would stick stuff to all the wrong places on the figure, like the arms and legs.
That's what it kind of looked like to me. Yeah,
it was a weird execution. So I don't think you missed out on much.
Yeah.
Mathrick, biggest surprise of the year?
Yeah. So when I posed this question, I was kind of thinking more of which toy kind of snuck up on me. But if it was just genuine, what came out of left field and completely surprised me was obviously the GIJoe TMNT crossover. I was not expecting that. But to my kind of original idea, the toy that kind of snuck up on me that I wasn't expecting to like was the one that Chris hates so much. It's the It's probably because I have a little bit more space and I have already I don't have to pay all the extra fees that Chris does, but also a little bit more used to the size of the vehicles and
with all the naysayers, what do you like about it?
I don't have any.
Bring it up here.
I had golden-headed Destro as a kid, and I didn't read the comics. I had no idea why Destro had a golden head. So it was kind of funny to learn about the Iron Grenadiers as an adult. So the despoiler wasn't a vehicle that was on my radar at all. But everybody hates the size of it, but I think it looks awesome. I know that the original toy was a lot smaller, right? Not as much wingspan, not as much forward, but I don't know. I just think it looks imposing. It has the same problem I do with all of my flying vehicles, which is it's a little bit harder to pose. But man, I have it on my desk here next to me, and every day I look at it and I'm like, man, I really like that thing. It looks cool. So,
that's a great example of one of those things where Hasbro is just leaving money on the table all the time. If they brought out just a small, relatively budget but compatible set of flight stands for their vehicles, they would just fly off the shelves.
Agreed. Yeah.
We'd all pick one up, one way or another.
Accessory packs, they're just leaving it. It's so weird.
I do really like the look of the despoiler. I kind of want to pick that thing up. When I got the Serpentor with Air Chariot, I bought a Display Stands Direct acrylic stand for it. And so, I don't know, maybe I should go and look and see if that guy's got a despoiler stand yet, because I would like to have that with all the other flying stuff that I have. But the fact that that's the one thing that wouldn't have a stand, I don't know.
So there is a website called My Fig Voice. He does he does several different types of really cool stands, flight stands, figure stands, stuff like that. But his most recent release is a series of Cobra flight stands. There's two different ones for the Air Chariot. One is like a Cobra symbol wrapped up as a double helix for the Air Chariot. One is a standard Cobra logo. And then the other one is an Iron Grenadier symbol, and it's the flight stand for the spoiler. And the way he's designed them is you can put them at odd angles, and you can pose them around with the flight stand to get it into more than just sitting there raised up on your shelf. They're really cool. I've got several of his first gen figure stands, and I don't use he calls them My Fig Voice because they also come with little chat bubbles that you can like comic book chat bubbles. I don't use that part of the stand. I just use the base and the wire. I've not found a figure yet that they won't support in a flight. and you can like mask them so you don't really like it doesn't like take away from your shelf presence. You know what I mean? They're really cool. You guys should check them out.
Take a look,
And
yeah.
they're reasonably priced. If we got time at the end, maybe I'll pull them up. If let's go to the audience. We got Bobby. I think the one that surprised me the most was Big Lob. How tall they made him. I have him posed next to Tunnel Rat, and he looks like a hobbit now. Yes, absolutely. He is a big boy. The O-ring Big Lob is also a big boy. He's a good head taller than 3 3/4 inch for sure. Nate, most surprised pleasantly by how good Night Viper is. Currently, how good the recent 52 Toys Xenomorph is. That Xenomorph is amazing looking. I know that. That's all I know. It is very detailed. That Night Viper, Nate, are you going to pick up the Arctic 3-pack that's got the Drift Viper in it? I don't even want to know how much Hasbro's going to charge for a real figure 3-pack. What are they, 85 for a 2.5 figure pack?
It was, I think, 75 for the Mad Marauders. Which,
yeah.
It's like
me. All right. My biggest surprise for the year. So again, I've always been my recent collecting anyway. I shouldn't say always. Of course, classified, but I've pretty much got like I'm one of those guys like I just want what I had in 82 to 87, and really I only want the Cobra side of it, and I have a shitload of troop builders for all the troops that I really liked, and like that's my thing, right? And then I got into some of the adjacent stuff. I appreciate Action Force quite a bit, Monster Force quite a bit. But 82 to 87 Cobra was really my thing. But on a whim, I saw the Mondo 112 Man-at-Arms, which would have been like the 4th or 5th figure they announced. And I saw it and I was like, my God, that is beautiful. And I wasn't a 2000X Masters of the Universe fan. I was like old Filmation. And Michael been chirping in my ear about Masters of the Universe for months, right? And then I saw that Man-at-Arms, and I was like, that's it. I'm going down a rabbit hole. And recency bias is Skeletor. He just showed up this week. I did a live review for him. Fantastic figure, but unfortunately he's back there on the shelf. But the He-Man figure, which was the first one I got, like it is absolutely my favorite figure in my collection. That bad. Like I mean, it looks amazing. They don't have the best articulation. Like they're certainly not. You're not doing big action scenes with them and stuff like that. But you can get standard like Master of the Universe poses. I didn't see myself ever being a Motu collector, ever. Like it wasn't even anywhere on the bingo card. But these Mondo figures are amazing. And I would say probably that I'm not even collecting Masters of the Universe specifically. I am collecting Mondo 112. Because as this week, or really in SDCC, I realized I want those damn animated Ghostbusters figures too in 112. Like, that Mondo stuff is just amazing, man. I love it. So we'll see where it goes, but this is definitely a new thing for me, kind of going away from the military thing, but see where it goes.
Yeah, welcome to the weird and wacky.
And you may have been some part of me ordering that whole damn JoeVerse, JoeX Turtles line.
That's right.
They haven't came in yet. I ordered from Entertainment Earth, so it'll be 29 before I get them, but whatever. I'm skipping most classified Arctic figures. Well, so hi, and there's why. No Snowcat or Arctic Hiss. I feel you. I had a Snowcat, but I found somebody to buy it, so I it worked out. I do this every year though. I buy them and then I don't keep them. This one I didn't even keep long enough to get it. I pre-sold it, so
I'll just buy you a Pulse Premium for next year, so save on shipping.
Yeah. I just got my email that my Pulse Premium ran out today, by the way.
Man, yeah.
Yeah. Bastards. They planned that. Now, and watch tomorrow. They're going to announce the demon, the Iron Grenadier demon. It's a surprise HasLab. it will be interesting to see if like what like all right. So if the Thunder Machine is going to be an MTO, obviously they're going down this MTO model. What's next? Like what boundaries can they push with MTO? Because on the Marvel Legends side, they really only do Sentinels and like mega figures. Like obviously they did what was it, Dragon Man, and then Mephisto was the newest one. It's like they're kind of pushing the boundaries with vehicles.
And the Sentinel, there was the Sentinel as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So they're Hasbro. I mean, the Joe team is definitely pushing boundaries, doing vehicles in MTO, and I'm glad for it, right? Because I don't want to pay $500 for a vehicle either. But
I would
interesting to see what they do next.
Say that other than Mask, like GIJoe is the most vehicle-based character line that there is. Period. Like Star Wars has like 5 ships that people really collect. And then the rest of it is just like ancillary stuff. But GIJoe is like, I mean, Chris, you said you're like it's about line. Yeah, it was a vehicle line. It was designed as a vehicle line.
Oh yeah,
integral to the characters too. I mean, so many characters are vehicle drivers.
Yeah.
I got one that if it was a made to order, I would not hesitate at all. It's right here in my hand. It's this guy.
Oh yeah,
Conquest.
Yeah,
it would not be.
Yeah,
it's the right size. It's not.
It's as big probably as more realistic than a Sky Striker. Yeah, it's probably more realistic. Yeah. I selfishly, as a Cobra guy, I hope we get a Firebat before you get a Conquest, but that's just me.
See, if that is definitely something that should be the same price as the Despoiler. There should not be a giant Firebat just to like justify a HasLab.
It's the pocket rocket.
They're going to be having stuff like a HasLab Pogo, and who wants that?
That's from the AVAC file card, by the way. Everybody wants to ride on the pocket rocket.
So, gentlemen, we are at the 2-hour mark. I want to be respectful of Chris. If you're ready to go, we can call it, or if you want to hang out a little bit longer, we can keep going.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Everybody good?
I will say I can go about 15, 20 more minutes, and then I got. Unfortunately, I have a few other things.
Let's go through one more topic then, and then we'll wrap it up. Next on the list then would be from SDCC. What was all the things that were announced at SDCC? What would be the thing on your wish list, or you're most excited about? I guess is the way to word it. Chris?
Well, it's quite high level. I was asking about it in the Frontline Discord. We were talking about it at one of the Mattel panels. They gave a little bit more information about the incoming adult collector DC line, and said that we'd be hearing something at the end of the year. So I'm still kind of popping that in 2026, I suppose. I'm so desperate for them to do a good job on this, so desperate. But I'm also chomping at the bit to at least get a peek or a look at something to give me a sense of how good a job they're going to do at it. Because
I'll tell you what, I've got a couple of those Chronicles figures, and if those are a sign of anything to come, I'm pretty impressed with the articulation on them.
Yeah, sure. I know a couple of guys who are WWE figure collectors, and they pointed out that some of the is it called Elite on WWE or Collectors Club or something, and they say they're really good. The only thing that I've kind of caught a glimpse of looking around at some of the other Mattel lines is that it's swivel waist, isn't it? It's not ball joints.
Give me a second.
The WWE figures, the Elites are kind of like the middle tier line. There's like a basic series, and those are very low articulation. Ultimate is like here's Diamond Dallas Page from the Ultimate line, and he's got a waist swivel like you're talking about, but he's got a really nice torso articulation though. That involvement in the torso is always really good.
So that's Masters of the Universe you got there, TK Storm, is it? And
this is Chronicle Scare Glow. He's got a ball joint waist.
And a barbell on the chest.
Yeah. He's got good movement.
Okay.
Now, I'd say this particular figure, I think it's just a particular one, but his hips are pretty loose. I'm gonna have to eventually. I'll have to put some joint tightener on him. But none of the other
Sure.
ones. I've got the trap jaw from the movie, and then I got the King Grayskull from the Mattel Creations exclusive, and all of them are really good. They don't have drop down hips or they don't have swivel thighs, but everything, all of the other articulation points are what you would expect in a modern action figure.
Sure. Yeah, and that was always my criticism with McFarlane, really, and what always frustrates me with Marvel Legends is that it just falls quite short of, putting your Batman in a quality Batman pose, or having your Nightwing doing a kick, or do you know what I mean? That more acrobatic kind of side of it all, which the split waists don't really allow you to do on Marvel Legends without making them look weird. And McFarlane just didn't have the articulation for that at all. So that's one big kind of excitement. I'm just desperate to see something more on that. And then the Big Bag Workshop Fresh Monkey Fiction peek at what they've got coming in Operation Monster Force, Crimson Moon, and the NPCs. Is it called? Are they calling it the NPCs?
NPCs.
Yeah, lots of things that caught my eye. Obviously I don't know what they've called it, but it's the Kraken. Yeah. I don't know what they've called it, but it's obviously although I like it. It's a nice kind of modern reinterpretation of the Kraken for sure. So very excited to see that. I like the Prohibition gangsters on the NPCs. They look exciting. Getting some female figures in the line as well, with like the Battle Nun and Agatha Harkness, and is it Little Red Riding Hood? I think it was Little Red Riding Hood, wasn't it? The pictures from the cabinets that I saw look great. They've just recently put up better quality pictures on their social media posts as well. Looking really fantastic. The only thing is, of course, with Fresh Monkey Fiction is they've got a habit of like really showing off loads of stuff, and then you're waiting ages and ages and ages and ages and ages. They were very clear on their social media posts that these are like the paint proofs. I'm like, paint proofs? I want your factory samples. Tell me about it when you got factory samples.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
In fact, some of those NPCs that we saw prototypes of, we saw those same prototypes last year at SDCC.
Oh,
They
really?
had the gangster. They had the gangster.
Oh, the gangster. We did. You're right. Yes, you're right.
No, and then we had the Red Riding Hood. She wasn't painted last year. She was a prototype. So yeah, that's definitely the painful part with them. But hopefully they pick up speed now that they've got wind and moving forward. A lot of people are excited and love their stuff.
Yep, fingers crossed.
Firefly?
STCC was kind of a bittersweet thing, right? So I enjoyed the release of the Trouble Bubble. We knew it was coming, but I was excited to hear that there's going to be more, at least one more wave of Ninja Turtles for O-Ring. And however, there was some, NECA lost the license to TMNT. Super 7, they said that it's still up in the air, so it's not yet, but got my fingers crossed for that. And, there was a lot of stuff I was hoping to hear news on Mega Man, and nothing, dead silence. But at least we got one more wave of Turtles. And then I want to say there was something announced. I don't know if it was announced formally, but there's supposed to be the next wave of GIJoe is coming out of Super 7 as well. And I say bittersweet because the other thing was Transformers, which is they're adding all of the other cartoon stuff into studio series. And I'm just not looking forward to replacing more Transformers after the Starscream fiasco. Like, I like the cartoon stuff, but I think, I just got Onslaught, which is one of my favorite toys, and he's just like so much better than the 1986 version. I'm just getting tired of replacing Transformers. They just keep re-releasing like incremental changes to them. Like Ironhide, they did a Siege version, which was the Earth version, and then they did an Earth version finally that didn't have like his whole, like the whole top of his van mode was a giant shield, which nobody like, and his feet were showing in the back. So that was like the first one. And then the next one, they actually corrected that. And then they did a cartoon version. And they did a dead guy cartoon version. And then they're going to do a newer cartoon version. Now they're replacing all the Lamborghini-based characters.
I can literally hear the conversations in the design room when someone says, I don't like that. And they're like, don't worry, we're going to do another one.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm getting fatigued to the point where I'm just like, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
once I'm done with Bruticus, I'm just like not going to look at the news anymore. I just don't care what comes out. It just whatever. I have the ones I want. I'll just focus on other lines. I don't
That's
even.
my fear with the Joe stuff, that they're going to start doing retro versions of the Cobras 82 to 87, and then I'll be like, damn it, I was out, and now I'm back in.
Yeah.
Voltar, what about you, sir?
So I'm on the fence of whether or not I'm going to buy it, but I was a big fan of my Triple T when I was a kid, and I like the way that the Triple T looks with that canopy. That's pretty cool. Old Sarge has a little bit more protection now. It's pretty cool. I guess that they're following the footsteps of the Despoiler and making those vehicles just a little bit bigger because, I guess I've got my closest Triple T is actually Cup, so there you go, Mr. Transformers fan.
Yeah.
I really like Cup as the Triple T too. By the way, he's pretty cool.
That was a good choice.
One more spot for a Slaughter's Marauder is also the perfect number because you can always put the 2 on either side, and I've got mine like behind me on the airfield. He's like sitting on top. Mercer's sitting on top, so having that third spot on Cup is
yeah.
I think.
And also, this isn't quite SDCC, but I don't know if you guys have paid attention to any news today. There's a 3-pack of Super 7 Fatal Fluffies coming soon. Which is a surprise to me because Brian Flynn told me to wait until August. So
it'll be interesting to see if they're like a slight color variation, or is it literally just a re-release of the carded one from Wave 1?
It's probably a re-release. There's a little bit of speculation on whether or not there's going to be one of them has a different head that can put a flame in, but I doubt it. People will be surprised.
I know that Sarge that comes with that Triple T is getting a lot of shade, but the helmet is enough for me to love that figure. Like, have "at ease" written on the side of the helmet. Like, that's just awesome. That's one of those, like, again, I'm not. If it was a carded figure,
disease.
Yeah, I mean, if it was just a carded figure with that helmet, I would buy another Sarge figure just for the helmet. I'm not going to buy a Triple T just for the helmet, but
Come on, you want to.
you probably get what you want on eBay for a very small fraction of the vehicle.
I'll find somebody that's silly enough to buy 2 Triple Ts and then want to dump a Sarge. So,
well, I definitely like that Triple T, and I don't know that I need a third Sarge. So you and I might be able to work something out.
There you go. See, he didn't even have to buy 2 of them to want to sell me a Sarge.
I don't know. You're talking about throwing shade, and I'm like, I can't tell what's new about this Sarge besides the helmet. It's like the same exact mold that they've done 3 times. So
he's got a cutoff sleeves on his shirt. He's not wearing the tank top.
It's the desert one from the 2
deco.
That's right. You're right. It is a slight variation, right? But it's the desert one that came with Mercer, right? Just the repaint. Yeah.
And I didn't realize that because
I'm throwing too much.
I heard a rumor that there's a licensing thing where they have to put out a Sergeant Slaughter every year. This is why Bobby Valor dropped him, because he did two Sergeant Slaughters a year apart, and was like, I'm not sure I can keep this going, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's why the O-ring Triple T was it took such a long time to come out, because it was like that was the only Sarge thing that year, if I remember right.
Yeah,
maybe
that's possible, because he fell between the original release and the Diddy Bag release.
to meet that license
Yeah.
requirement. Yeah, it could well be. Yeah, yeah. It was. I mean, I don't know for fact. It was just some speculation I heard
That makes
rattling
sense.
around.
So maybe the next one, then we can start looking forward to the next. I just want a USA one. Just that's all. Just give me the tights with the USA on the chest. I'll be happy. Not even I don't even buy the Joe side very often, but I'll buy a Slaughter with the USA.
Did you see
for
the?
me- Go ahead.
I was just going to ask. At Joe Fest a couple of years ago, there was one of those custom demo workshop things where they did up. Was it the Iraqi National Guard version of Cider's Slaughter or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked really badass.
Yeah. It did look really good.
made him too.
I didn't
Like,
think.
Somebody asked him about that. Somebody asked him at the panel at SDCC about it, and he was like, "God, I hope not."
It makes sense in WWE though, you know, as the heel character, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The interviews with him about that were like, it, you know, I was making money at the time kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, his comment at the panel was, "Please, God, I hope not. I actually got shot at over that."
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
Nate's not an announcement, but I'm looking forward to the next wave of Jada Cyberpunk. Agree with you 100%, man. I know a lot of people complain about that Atom Smasher, but I'm really looking forward to adding him to the Jada line. I've limited Jada lineup, but I'll be getting that one for sure.
Jada's doing
So
great
far.
stuff. I would
Yeah,
love for
man.
them to nail down a really interesting IP. I don't know what, but I would love for them to nail down something.
I'm getting a little worried that they're might be stretching themselves beyond their ability, though, or their capacity, rather. I shouldn't say ability.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we all wrapping up SF2, but they had nothing new in Mega Man. Cyberpunk's taken a very long time to get to even an announcement of Wave 2, and a lot of people
Scooby-Doo,
are
is
really
that- have they got
pissed about the
Scooby-Doo?
Scooby-Doo stuff. Yeah, how long it what was it, like 3 years to get Scooby?
Oh, really? Okay. Wow. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'd take back the comment then.
Yeah,
I'll
wait,
backtrack it.
Their stuff's good. I love it, and now they got the Invincible stuff coming. But they've got 3 waves announced to that. It's going to be 2030.
Wave 4 of Mega Man was announced like 2.5 years ago. They previewed
Really?
it. Yeah, and it still hasn't, there's no word on when it's going to even ship or.
Right. Wow. Okay.
At their price point, though, I mean, they make some badass figures. I just hope that all of this means they're going to increase their capacity to be able to put out a little faster.
The Mega Man figures went from $20 to $30 from
Did they?
wave 2 to wave 3. Yeah.
Somebody told me that if you give it about a month, they drop to $7 or $8 at Walmart, though. If you want to run the race, that's what I heard.
Do they sell the Jada Mega Man figures at Walmart?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And apparently they go on clearance every time.
I don't
So
really
that-
care for Woodman, so I'll pick him up at $8 though.
So it's interesting. Jada Toys here in the UK, going back to something I was saying right at the beginning about shelf presence in toy stores and supermarkets. Jada Toys do turn up in toy stores and
Really?
supermarkets here in the UK. Yeah, just randomly. The Street Fighter 2 stuff, the Scooby-Doo stuff. Did they do something about cereal characters or something?
Yep. They did the serial character.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Count
I've seen them.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheetos.
And the only reason I paid attention was because I'm like, oh, what, because it stands out as outside the norm for us over here.
So the funny thing about Jada though, they have weird contracts. Like there was a line of cars that included a GIJoe Hiss tank and some other, I think an Ostriker or a Vamp or something.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
Vamp
Only
Mark
get
II,
it at
his
Lowe's.
tank and the Snowcat. Yeah.
And then you like Lowe's, which is a home improvement store over here, is the only ones that carried that rack of toys. So you had to go into hardware stores to get GI Joe things you couldn't get anywhere else. Which I mean, I used to get all my Joes from a hardware store, but that was
there you go.
years ago.
Yeah, I actually found these at Target.
All right.
No, these are they are not that scale.
They're
like corgi
like
ones, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're like 1/64th scale. There it is. He's got one. Yep. Oh, there was a Stinger too.
Yep. There's a Stinger and a Vamp.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. I'm sure.
All right, so I'll give my last one here, and that is the thing that I was most excited coming out of SDCC. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff, but Fresh Monkey Fiction or Big Bad Workshop announcing a contract with Edgar Rice Burroughs Foundation. Like, I was not looking forward to spending $85 on that John Carter of Mars from Frazetta Girls, and now I can wait and spend $40 on it. When it comes out from Big Bad, and then Tarzan and Jane. Gosh, I'm ecstatic. Similar to you, what you mentioned earlier, man. My dad had all the Tarzan books, and I was too young to read them when I was a kid, like when he had them, but I can't tell you how many hours I'd spend laying on the floor in front of his bookshelf just looking at the paintings on the front of those. Most of which
cover
were
artwork,
yeah, they're so good. So good. So it was a good SDCC. That's the best one reveal-wise to me. I think that was the best one we've had in a couple of years.
Yeah.
So very excited.
It did have a solid toy focus, compared to other years. Definitely. Yeah. I agree.
All right. Well, let's see what we got here. Last comment. I was thinking that's what that pistol they were teasing next start. Yep, absolutely. That sword and pistol was John Carter. And Bill actually confirmed it in a Pixel Dan video, on the last day of the con. So,
is that
very
the little sign where it said "What's next"? They had a little "What's next" sign. Yeah.
Very excited there. There's a lot of their stuff I was excited for, but seeing that got me. All right, well, guys, this has been a fantastic stream. Chris, thanks for joining us. I know it's getting late on your side of the pond.
Pleasure's all mine. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Well, good to see everybody else. Again, it's been almost a month since we did this the last time. We'll have to get back to summer starting to wrap up. Maybe get back to a more regular cadence like we had there in the winter. But obviously, Nate, Bobby, our support blankets. You guys are always here. Much appreciated. We got thanks, sir. And then Replay Squad, you guys always come through. I appreciate you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff. And we'll take it from there, guys. And if you are not following Chris, ModXtra GNC, please do. His not only does he have very entertaining reviews, he usually gets them first. So get in there.
No, I can't compete with the Australians, man.
That's a good point. All right.
Those filthy colonials.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for spending your time with us today, and we'll talk to you guys next time.
Thanks, you.
Take it easy, guys.
Later.